Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a concept that, honestly, every single professional needs to have in their toolkit. It's called summative evaluation.
So, let's start with a feeling I bet we've all had. You've just wrapped up a huge project. You poured weeks, maybe months into it. But now that it's over, that one big question starts to creep in. Did it actually work? How do you really know if you succeeded?
Well, there's a professional tool for answering that exact question. It's called Summative Evaluation. The easiest way to think about it? It's the official report card for your project. It's that final, official look back to judge the overall success after everything is said and done.
All right, let's dive in. Here's our game plan. We'll cover what summative evaluation really is, why it's so important to look back, and 3 different ways you can measure success. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how to do it right, talk about some common roadblocks, and finish with the one big idea you should walk away with.
So, what is this all about really? It's about moving past just being done and finding out if you were done well. This isn't about making small changes while you're in the middle of things. It's about making a final judgment on the whole shebang.
And here's the crucial thing. This is so much more than just a pass or fail grade. The real goals are way bigger. It's about understanding the true impact of your work, proving to people that your efforts were worth it, and, this is the big one, gathering the wisdom that's going to make your next project even better.
You might be thinking, okay, but why is this so important? I'm ready to move on to the next thing. I get it. But this final step, well, this is where you really build the case for your success. And look at this. The biggest benefit, by a long shot, is that it proves the value of what you did. I mean, having that hard evidence, that's your golden ticket. That's what gets you a bigger budget next year. It's how you convince leadership to back your next idea. You're basically showing them, see, the time and money you invested in us, it paid off.
Now, the word success isn't one size fits all, right? A project can be a win in a bunch of different ways. So let's look at the 3 main lenses you can use to figure that out.
This chart breaks it down perfectly. You could focus on direct outcomes. For example, did that new training program actually improve your team's skills? Or you could zoom out and look at the broader impact. Did that new software we rolled out make the whole company more productive in the long run? Or you can get right down to the numbers with a cost-benefit analysis. Did our marketing campaign bring in more money than we spent on it? Okay, so how do you actually get the info you need to make these calls? A really good evaluation doesn't just happen. It needs a clear, thought-out plan.
It all starts way at the beginning by defining what success even looks like before you start the project. From there, you use solid tools. Think well-designed surveys, not just random questions. You gather info from a bunch of different people, not just one group. And after you dig into the data, the most important step of all is to actually use what you learned.
Of course, this all sounds great in theory, but in the real world, things are a bit messier. A perfect evaluation is tough, and it's good to know the hurdles you might face.
So yeah, what's the catch? It's powerful, for sure, but this process has some common roadblocks. Now, these aren't reasons to skip it, but they're definitely things you need to think about and plan for.
First off, the timing itself is a bit of a pain, right? The findings come in after the project is done, so they can only help the next one. It can also be expensive, taking up time and money. Then there's bias. People naturally want to be nice and give positive answers, which can kind of skew your results. And let's be real, some of the most important things, like a change in attitude or morale, are just super hard to put a number on.
So, after all of that, what's the one big idea we should really take away from all this? What's the bottom line here?
Here it is. The most important takeaway is this. Stop thinking of evaluation as a final grade. Think of it as the first lesson for your next project. It's not about judgment. It's about getting smarter. The final report on one project is really just the first chapter in planning the next one.
So, to wrap this up, let me leave you with a question. Think back on a project from your own life. Could be from school, could be from a job. What's one thing you wish you could go back and properly evaluate? What would you really want to know about its true long-term success? Answering that question for yourself, well, that's the first step. Thanks for watching.